Hello and welcome to the channel. President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu has denied meeting with the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Olukayode Ariwoola. Reports had emerged yesterday that Ariwoola had disguised himself as a cripple in a wheelchair in meeting up with Tinubu. Let's get to the details of this story. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Tribunal. I didn't have any secret meeting with CJN in London, says Tinubu. President-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has denied holding any secret meeting with the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Olukayode Ariwoola in London in order to curry the favor of the judiciary as his opponents battle to nullify his mandate. In a statement signed by the Director, Media and Publicity of the All Progressives Congress APC, Presidential Campaign Council PCC, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, Tinubu reiterated the fact that he is currently in France and could not have also been in London holding the said meeting. Part of the statement read, "Our attention has been drawn to the grossly fake, misleading and malicious story about the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Olukayode Ariwoola, disguising to meet President-elect Bola Tinubu in London. The story was a pure concoction from the hallucinating minds of hatchet men, bent on creating doubt and public distrust about the legitimacy of our recent election, which was won by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We refute emphatically that there has been no clandestine meeting between the President-elect and the respected Chief Justice of our country anywhere. It is pure fabricated news, groundless in fact and authenticity. To show that the story was a mere salacious fiction meant to draw traffic to the discredited purveyor, it claimed the Chief Justice left Nigeria for London on 11 March on a wheelchair to board a plane. The President-elect left Nigeria on 21st March, 10 clear days thereafter. What kind of appointment or secret meeting will the two men have arranged in London with so wide, disparate arrival dates, except in the imagination of the false news merchants? We can't confirm that the President-elect who left Nigeria Tuesday has not been in London. He is right now in France to have a deserved rest after a hectic campaign that began in January 2022. He will go to London thereafter before proceeding to Mecca for the Lesser Hajj. As we move towards inauguration on 29 May 2023, Nigerians should expect more false and salacious news from a section of the Nigerian media on the payroll of the opposition. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. Recall that a news broke out yesterday which said that the Chief Justice Olukayode Ariwoola has been sighted in London pretending to be a physically challenged old man in what sources said was a clandestine preparation for a meeting with President-elect Bola Tinubu. Mr. Ariwoola's movement was exposed as Mr. Tinubu was arriving in London for what his team claimed was a relaxation trip after a hectic campaign that preceded his declaration as Nigeria's President-elect last month. But Mr. Tinubu kept his trip to London secret until it was exposed on Wednesday afternoon. On the report, it claimed that Mr. Ariwoola departed Nigeria on March 11 via Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. He was pushed in a wheelchair through the terminals to board a British Airways flight. Upon arrival in London, Mr. Ariwoola, 64, was also wheeled into a hotel downtown where he has remained ever since. But immediately after checking into the hotel, Mr. Ariwoola abandoned his wheelchair and started moving around the facility unaided. The Supreme Court head is not known with any physical disabilities. He has been moving about in the hotel without any wheelchair, a source familiar with the CJN's activities at the London accommodation said. He was standing on his own in the elevator just yesterday. The report continued that Mr. Ariwoola repeatedly picked up food ordered via delivery services at a mid-level lobby, including Uber Eats and Deliveroo. It was unclear whether or not he placed the orders by himself or how he paid. With Mr. Tinubu now in Europe, He will be meeting Mr. Ariwola in a secret arrangement to discuss issues unknown to Nigerians, the source said. The CJN deliberately left the country more than a week ahead of Tinubu to avoid any suspicion about why both of them disappeared at once, a source familiar with the news said. That is why he traveled secretly, and Tinubu also traveled secretly. Shortly after Mr. Tinubu's trip was reported, his media heads issued a statement saying he was going to be in Paris and London briefly before heading to Saudi Arabia for prayer rites. His return date was not disclosed, but many Nigerians expressed immediate doubt about the statement's credibility, especially as it was not volunteered before the trip was uncovered. They thought that they could secretly move the president-elect abroad without anybody knowing about it, a source said. That's one of the several mistakes they made on this matter. Aside from the belief that they could allow the Chief Justice of Nigeria to move about in a London hotel for several days undetected after going through the trouble of disguising himself in a wheelchair. According to another source, Mr. Ariwola wanted to meet Mr. Tinubu to discuss issues that may arise from the budding legal challenge to the declaration as president-elect, including whether or not he should be worried about the petitions recently filed by the opposition parties. The CJN would either assure Tinubu of victory in court or tell him that he should be worried about the dimension the petitions may take through the court stages. The source further said under anonymity to avoid facing administrative action for divulging privileged information to reporters, but we may never know what they actually discussed after their secret meeting. I am reluctant to start thinking about their meeting right now, the source added, but any fair-minded person will easily admit that both of them meeting in a foreign corner to discuss something that Nigerians will not know about is highly suspicious and should be unwarranted. Festus Akande, a spokesman for the Supreme Court, abruptly hung up when the Gazette requested comment about Mr. Ariwola's secret trip to London. The National Judicial Council declined comment about Mr. Ariwola's suspicious activity. Mr. Tinubu's spokesperson also declined comment on Thursday afternoon. Mr. Ariwola's apparent affinity with Mr. Tinubu has continued despite the raging challenge to the declaration of Mr. Tinubu as president-elect and the ultimate role the Supreme Court is expected to play in the legal battle. Two main opposition candidates, Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar, have this week filed petitions against Mr. Tinubu's emergence, saying the process that led to the decision of the Electoral Office, INEC, was fraudulent and unconstitutional. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.